So we're in The Hague at the SDN and NFV World Congress. I'm here with David Lake from Dell EMC. David, good to see you.
Good morning, nice to meet you.
So in the industry, and even already here at this event, there's been talk about the need for industry collaboration and cooperation, that the future is multi-vendor, and so on and so forth. What's the Dell EMC perspective on that? Is this the right way forward?
Absolutely. So what we're seeing is that customers are asking us for solutions that are not made up from a single set of vendors or single set of products. What they want is a method where they can take known working configurations, known systems that have been tested, built into reference architectures, and deploy those easily and quickly against service levels. So they want to see this service level led discussion around products. So what we're doing within Dell is enabling that as a true open stack of solutions, all the way through from selecting your virtual infrastructure, selecting your Vim that runs on there, applications that run on top. But we are aware that customers are not going to want to come to us and just say, we want to run this solution and we want we just deploy it anyway. We actually want to understand how these things are going to work.
Right.
So we're taking time to build those solutions up into reference architectures, publish those as reference architectures, and then work with customers directly to say, look, here's a known set of solutions, here's your requirement, here's your service level, built with the stack of solutions that you want. And that could be from any vendor that we end up working with. And we'll be directed really by the industry as to who those vendors are going to be, what those pieces of software, what those solutions are, and build that into an architecture that then the customers can be sure is going to work in their environment. And we're going through this process of building those architectures, documenting, making sure that customers are aware exactly what we're doing.
Okay, so those reference architectures, starting to hear a lot more about that as well. Those are really important for the network operators to be able to latch onto something.
Yeah.
And are those reference architectures coming from the industry itself? Are you gaining experience from the companies you work with and then building that in?
So if you look at the way that we've built the team within Dell EMC, we have a number of people that have a huge amount of service provider experience and are engaged already with those service providers to say, what is it that you have in the core of your network? Where are you going? What's the solution that you want to build? Where do you want to see this service migrate to? And we're taking that away and then building those solutions, both from an architectural perspective and then practically from put this in the lab and see how it works. So we're going right the way through that assurance piece so that by the time the reference architecture appears, we can take that directly to a customer and say, if you want to go in this direction with these particular sets of components, we understand how that's going to work. We understand how that's going to be deployable within your environment.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Okay. So you mentioned assurance there, and obviously that's an incredibly important part of it, but maybe the whole management and assurance part has somewhat been sidelined maybe for quite a number of years,
it's an interesting
but now
discussion.
It's really at the heart of a lot of what's going on.
So if you look at what's happened within virtualizing an infrastructure, we went through the first step, which was taking that piece of software that existed within a bare metal system and virtualizing it, putting it on a Vim, having some kind of management system, which I think it's fair to say was more concerned with how to operate that virtual infrastructure. So I could actually build the host system, I could build the operating system, and I could deploy my network function within it. What we haven't looked at from a service provider industry, and interestingly has happened more on the enterprise cloud side, is we haven't taken telemetry and information from those elements actually running within that virtual infrastructure and taken decisions about what we need to do to ensure that we're meeting service levels. So for example, if I'm looking at an evolved packet core, being able to spin up an evolved packet core with Mano, absolutely, or some other management system. What do I do? What are the actions that I need to take to understand that I'm no longer hitting the KPIs or the SLAs that the service provider is interested in?
Right.
For example, am I dropping packets? Am I causing degradation in voice quality due to latency? Do I need to spin up extra resources? Do I need to direct traffic in a different way? So what we would like to see is these elements expose metadata, expose telemetry, take that to a higher level than current management and orchestration systems, and then take the kind of workflow solutions that do exist in the enterprise cloud environment, but across a much more distributed service provider environment. And I think that's where we're going to see a lot more collaboration in terms of crossing these boundaries that currently
Right.
exist between management, between those elements and between those things. So I think Mano has done a lot of work on the Vim. We now need to go above that and understand the SLA for the service above that.
Okay. Well, that's all resonating with what already
Absolutely,
I'm
yeah.
hearing here at the
Yeah.
event from major tier 1 operators. So I certainly think you're onto something there, David. So great to speak to you today.
Likewise, thank you very
All right,
much.
talk to you again.
Thank you.